What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend After Show. Is Josh's girlfriend a drug dealer? Stay tuned and find out.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, what are you doing for the next, 13 hours?
I don't know. What am I doing?
Don't do anything healthy. Don't be productive.
Okay.
Give in to your desires.
Sure.
Research me obsessively.
Get up, Brittany Snow. Hey.
Find out everything you can.
Why is this so hypnotizing?
Right?
Right? Come on.
Because when you're in the zone of stalking someone online, it's just gotta find out more.
For 3 days straight.
Duh.
The background music just sounds like something that you listen to while you were just trying to relax and zen out.
That's it. You're meditating. You're just letting this go, guys. It is season 2, episode 7 of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Welcome back to the after show, y'all. Once again, as always, it's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. But you know I'm never here alone. Right next to me, to my left, we have
Hi
Miss
guys,
Briana Phipps.
you can find me at bphipps14 on Instagram and Twitter, bphipps1214 on Snapchat.
And over there getting down is Trene. What's
This
going
song
on?
has a little bounce to it. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Trene, and I'm on Instagram, Twitter at your girl Trene.
And Renee, what's going on, girl?
Hey, I'm Renee Ariel. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel, and check out my blog, catslipstickla.com. I just have a new article up, how to get over someone in 15 easy steps.
Look at that.
How
I think they
appropriate.
needed that.
They need to read this.
How
They need to
appropriate
read
though,
that.
cat,
Super.
lipstick, cat.
Cat, gravy. Great.
We relate on that sense. I love my
So much relations. All right, guys. Who's the cool girl Josh is dating? Who is this awesome girl we call Brittany Snow in this episode here? As we just heard her lovely voice.
It's ironic because on my show we were talking Hairspray the movie, which she was also in,
Right.
and we were talking about how she didn't get the chance to sing. So I'm happy she got a chance to sing.
She did, and her voice is calming, a little hypnotizing. And I think I would definitely research her for 3 days.
It's funny because
I'd be
her
down.
thought bubbles were also kind of like a hypnotizy thing. All her songs so
Right.
far on this have been very
I know.
hypnotizing.
Even her personality, she's just relaxing.
Super relaxing, super relaxing. But it did not start off with who is Anna or whatnot. We start off with Paula changing and becoming a whole nother person.
Trying way
Throwing
too
away
hard.
all of her stuff.
I feel like she was trying way too hard.
Like the green light.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's trying super
Yeah, lawyer, Lane.
How many signs did she had that said lawyer on them somewhere?
Almost.
I
Just so you
know,
lawyer.
Almost.
take a
Scales.
chill
No, there's a
pill.
couple that. No, there was the other one that said lawyer.
Laura Lane. Was that the
Laura
one?
Lane?
Something like that.
I don't know. I
yeah.
just saw lawyer a bunch of times and I was like, guess what? I'm a lawyer. By the way, I'm a lawyer.
Right.
All of her office, she's like, I'm a whole different person. It's like, you need to calm down. These
And you need
things,
to humble yourself.
right? Humble yourself, girl. Yeah, no, for real though.
be a lawyer. We're happy for you.
Yeah.
But just still be yourself. Don't change
Be
who you are.
yourself.
She's obsessing like she was obsessing when she first met Rebecca. Do you see that? You see this pattern that she has as
There
well,
was a
too?
lot of throwbacks to old
Oh,
episodes.
Yes,
big time.
a
I
lot.
loved it.
Yeah, so the spiral that Paula goes through when she keeps her eye on one thing. She was obsessive about getting into law school and being in law school. Obsessed about Rebecca. So she's
obsessing
so
about
it's
this
not,
one case about Chinese laundromats.
Right, exactly. So Rebecca's not the only crazy one, as we obviously seen in these past couple episodes, right? But what about poor George? Can we just talk about him just for a minute, just because he never gets any
Well, I mean,
shine?
I didn't at the beginning. It was just kind of she's not paying attention, but he's also just talking about Barber Quartet. So it wasn't that bad in the beginning.
Oh no, I'm talking about George from The Office.
Oh, George
See,
from
we
The
forgot
Office.
George from The
I
Office.
forgot him too.
See?
Yeah.
Do you see that, guys?
Cameo.
Wait, what's Paula's husband's name? Why am I blanking on his name then?
Ooh,
Right? Who knows? I don't know.
Paula's husband's name.
I was
Should I
thinking that
Google
was
it?
his name.
Totally
yeah,
forgot.
I'll Google it. Hang on.
Okay, well, we'll figure that out.
Throw
Oh,
back
it was
to
like
that
that
and
must
actually
have
talk
been
about
his name.
George. Give
Yeah.
George
But
some
well,
time.
George got
you're
some,
right.
Some airtime.
George with no shine or whatnot.
George with his mom having a lump.
Yeah, and we just kind of went over that. Really, really sad, right?
Rebecca, classic Rebecca, of like, oh, ha, 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 not gonna pay attention to your problems. I gotta go with best
BFF.
friends. Yep.
But what do you think about Rebecca, really coming first in the situation and trying to want to speak to Paula? That's different for me.
It was
I know.
so much. It was so immature. I feel like
On whose side?
Paula should be the one to apologize in this instance because she shut Rebecca out.
Well, and Rebecca
of the
already
friendship.
apologized
Scott.
for Scott.
That
Thank
name
you.
is familiar now that we've
Paula's
said it
husband,
out
baby.
loud.
Scott.
But, you know, she already apologized last episode for being too into herself and for, you know, for all this stuff. Like, so, yeah, Paula needs to
Give
step
or
up.
take. I feel
Yeah.
like friendships, relationships, give or take, like, you need to be the bigger person. Yeah, you might think that you're, you know, the victim here because you had the abortion, or, you know, you need support because you're in school, but you sat up there and you talked badly about your friend and, you know, kind of just didn't even involve her in the great things or the humps in your life.
Right.
So you need to be the bigger person and you need to say sorry in this instance. You're older too. So.
Yeah, Paula's definitely the one at fault right now. Paula needs to apologize, one, for talking badly about her friends. That feels terrible as a friend.
Also, while they're there. Not
While
just
they're
talking badly, but
there.
talking badly basically in front
Through
of her.
text.
Basically in front of her through
Behind
text
her back.
at the hangout, like giving this guy updates, her new friend. She also didn't give Rebecca enough credit with what the abortion or anything. She couldn't tell her because she didn't want to tell her.
Right.
She didn't give Rebecca any credit when that's a serious issue that I think any friend, and I do think that Rebecca and Paula were true friends, that they would be there for them.
Yeah, if you don't want to trust your friend, that's something that you need to address.
That's a you thing, not a them thing. And so I really need Paula to like buckle down and be like, oh wait, I'm at fault in this situation. It's my fault for not even giving Becca a chance, and it's my fault for talking meanly and acting like a high school girl.
Right.
Like it's
also
mean.
like it broke my heart when Becca was like, you know, we need to do something, like we need to fix this, and she's just like, I don't know how.
Right.
Apologize. Start there, Paula.
Right.
I don't know how.
That sentence right there, I don't know how, or that question sentence, whatever it was pretty strong. The way she said it, she was so super stone cold.
Yeah, she wasn't like
About it.
willing to even
Right.
try to discuss. She was too busy with like, I have a paper, I have this
Right.
and that. Like, I don't have
Right.
time to discuss our friendship deteriorating with you.
Right.
I feel like it's super offensive to Rebecca too. Like, she didn't even give her the chance to be that good friend, like you said. Like, she just kind of overrided her and was like, well, she's all about herself, so
Right.
I'm not even going to include her in my life.
I mean, it wasn't even Rebecca too. We talked about it, Scott, when she went home and she was studying and she was talking about the Chinese laundry case that they were discussing, and she never was able to pick out Scott's barbershop quartet outfit from the dry cleaning or whatnot, or wasn't giving him too much time of day. You could tell off the bat that he was going to be left out in this this episode or whatnot.
They totally set that up.
Yeah, because she's too busy with her
Like
studies.
her just being like,
right.
And
Yeah.
that takes a lot too, because it's like they've been married for super long and you can kind of see the disconnection like throughout this whole
And they
season.
just came back on track though. They just came
Yeah.
back on
I
track.
know.
well,
Yeah.
it's sad. It's sad because part of being a good partner in any relationship is a give and take, like you said. And, you know, part of that is even if you're not into something, you know, kind of being there for the person you're in a relationship with. Like, if you're not really into barbershop quartet, just like pretend to be and like at least be interested in a little bit to know what he's talking about. He's trying with you in your law school stuff.
Just a
So
bit-
you need to try a little bit with him.
just a little dose of support. That's all it needs. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of trying to want to support them.
Especially when he was behind her 100% for the law school thing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He's been really supportive, so it is very sad seeing Paula just kind of brushing him off in his interests.
And this is going to be
Right.
interesting to see as it develops too, because I don't want to go too far into it. But Tanya,
Oh, I was thinking the same
Come
thing.
on.
I was going to save that for predictions.
Me
Right.
too.
But I think we're all on the same page with that.
Right.
They're setting it up perfectly for an
They
affair.
Well, also, your face, I was watching your face the entire time because I'd already seen the episode once, so I was just like, and you were just like,
right?
this is going to be
I mean,
in bad.
I thought you were gonna like reach the screen and just punch her.
Because, like, he's going to be vulnerable. I mean,
I feel like he is already right
Yeah,
now too, right?
because-
I
like-
don't know if it'll be a full blown affair or it'll be her coming on to him and like Paula going to apologize and
Right.
then seeing something that isn't really what she thinks she's seeing.
I think it's going to be a lot of Paula being really busy and him hanging out with Tanya and using her kind of as like a crutch. Maybe it
she'll
won't
be
get
his
that far.
Salil?
They'll be friends.
She'll be his Salina.
Yes. But I think it's gonna blossom and keep. Maybe he'll stop it when it does get physical. But I think it's gonna that's gonna be dragged out for a little while, and it's going to be like, oh, let's hang out. I'll be your friend type of thing, or I'm interested in what you're interested
I
in.
think so too, because she was in this just so briefly, and it was just like a hint of her.
There was just like
You know what I
faces
mean?
that she made.
she's going to
Exactly.
be his number one fan. I mean, we noticed that when he was performing with the group, how she was like in the front
Right.
row. She's all like,
Lots of
she's
CDs.
expressing
Ulterior
excitement and interest in his interest.
Right.
And his own wife is so blind into her work that she can't even see, like, okay, let me, you know, show him that I can at least be interested in what he's interested. Even if you don't like it, that's who you married, and you need to have some sort of like non-selfish thinking, and he's gonna fall into the arms of another woman if you keep it up.
And all you have to do is show up.
Yeah,
Be there for him.
For a
Be
split
present,
second,
right?
Too, you know how you said that Tanya could be his Sunil in a sense, and then I thought about it, I was like, ooh, what happens if something happens between Paula and Sunil?
I've been thinking that for weeks, like that they were eventually going to have something.
But did you
happen.
see just when I mean we're jumping a little bit, but you saw when she called Sunil to talk about what happened between her and Scott? Sunil was pretty quick to say, "I'm with my kids. I'm pretty busy right now."
I mean, but he's a single dad. Like he has a bunch of
There
stuff
could
going on.
there could be something that could develop.
I mean, we saw time and time again in this episode, not jumping too much, but like Paula kind of being Becca.
Yeah,
And being everything that she was upset with Becca about, and her not having time for whatever's going on in other people's lives and only want to talk about what's going on in her life.
Especially with Sunil in that one scene.
and
She kept cutting, like going over him, like whatever he was saying, just talking about
Even
her
about
own
his wife.
issues.
Yeah.
Suicide
Yeah,
wife.
he just had a wife die. He has kids at home. He's a single parent.
Yeah.
He's doing law school as well, and probably, I'm guessing, hopefully working because he has 2 kids to take care of. So, you know, you can't be completely selfish. He has his own time and his own needs, and I'm glad that he's like, you know what, I'm with my kids.
Yeah, immediately turn that off, which makes sense because he was the first to judge Rebecca without knowing her. So of course he's going to be the first one to be like, oh, maybe you are kind of like her. Maybe I should distance myself a little bit.
You know what's funny though? It's the Rebecca syndrome. It kind of hops around from character to character.
Oh yeah,
within
she
the show.
does.
She infects people. Guys. Infectious Rebecca. But we talked about her in the beginning, Brittany Snow, who plays Anna in this show right now. Looks
What was her
might come
last
back
name?
as well, too.
Hicks.
Hicks.
Anna Hicks.
That's a good
She
name.
even has a perfect
Anna Hicks.
name.
I didn't think it was that perfect.
They made her like.
It just
seem
made me
like,
think of Taylor Hicks. From American
right.
Idol.
She was this most dreamy, hot girl. I didn't like that because it put that like insecurity into them. Like it made them kind of doubt themselves and what they brought to the table because they're comparing themselves
like,
to
right
this
away.
new girl. You know.
Do you ladies ever do that where you look at say an ex-boyfriend's current relationship and you're like, who's he dating now? Have you guys ever done that?
Yeah, duh.
That's the number one.
And whoever says they haven't are lying.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what I hate? I hate the girls, and I have so many friends that do this, and I was always told myself I was never going to do it because I just when they have a breakup and then their guy moves on and then they just hate the girl he's with now.
Like,
Oh, when, like,
automatically.
And they're just like, look at her, look how ugly she is.
That's
oh my god, she's so.
normal. I mean,
I hated.
Wait,
Like, so I was
yeah.
like, it's
They-
not her fault. You're mad at him. You're not mad at her.
Yeah, but it's okay. Here's the thing. I get why that's so bad and we should all stop it. It is like an insecurity thing when we're like jealous and we're like, oh, well, they're not that great, so we have to say all the things that like aren't that great about them to feel better about ourselves.
It's human
I guess I
nature,
just always
think.
wouldn't do it because of other people. doing
Totally.
it.
I mean, I see why it's a bad thing. But I also, you know, I think we've all been there where we're like, well, she's not like that great. I mean, I
And
wouldn't
this
like...
was opposite though. This one they were like, oh my god, she's amazing. She's
Perfect,
wonderful.
yeah. However, you can also do that. I think it's one or the other with these things. Like, if someone you like gets a girlfriend and you're like, oh my god, I can't even measure up. Like, she's so gorgeous. She has a great career. Oh my god, why would he be into me? Like, that whole thing. It's one or the other. You either get like the angry one or like, then why am I not her? Like the sad one.
Nonetheless, it's a normal situation. Guys do the same situation.
Yeah, I
too,
think
you
it's
know
also
what I mean?
depends on the
Really?
breakup.
We size up too, yeah. We size up and like, she's with who now? Like, but it's more on the opposite side of like, why for us? You know what
why?
I mean? We will never, in front of our friends, ever say, or speaking for most guys, I think, say like, oh man, he just looks so good, and I don't know if I look that great. You know what I mean? I don't think we ever do that. But it's more on the other side where we're like, why is he with? You know what I mean?
Because guys
It's
are
an
not
ego
socialized
situation.
to show vulnerability.
Oh, yeah,
so the
yeah.
second you're like, oh, maybe, I feel lesser than. Guys like, what? You can't do that. You're a guy. You can't do that. No feelings. Stop.
this
Social
was
norms,
like
guys, social norms.
self-sabotaging. Like, just
To the
constantly
10th degree.
Yeah. Oh, I felt so
3
like-
days. 3 days worth of it.
Right. So, but
hilarious.
she's basically a entrepreneurial, you know, Silver Lake popular girl.
But
who
by the
tweezes
way,
eyebrows, probably.
sorry, have
For
to cut
celebrities.
in. Have to cut in. Silver Lake is over here.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, you
He
would
lives
date
like
someone
2 or
in
3
Silver
hours
Lake?
away from where she
That's
lives.
a little inconvenient for me. I think I'm gonna go back on Tinder. Thank
Like,
you.
how do they have how does he have so much time to go see her? And
Because
vice versa?
Josh is
Puppy
desperate.
dog love. Okay, guys, I so called this. I said he is going to be like, we're going to see him as devoted as the most devoted we've ever seen him, and as like this is going to be puppy love, and it is. He's obsessed. He even did that Becca thing, the Becca thing of oh, I love this about you. He's like, you love me? He's like, no, I love this about
Once
you.
again, the Becca syndrome.
Rebecca
Hopping
syndrome.
around everywhere.
Yes.
Throughout each and
All I'm
every
saying
character.
is, and we'll go into predictions later, but prediction real fast, like it's gonna end at some point because
Yeah.
of distance.
Yeah.
And it's rebound.
You can't start a relationship with
rebound.
someone that lives that far away
Right.
from you.
Rebound
so
relationships are not usually it ends up being too quick
Mm-hmm.
and it ends up being
But you could argue that Rebecca was the rebound.
well, no, I feel like this relationship with the new girl is definitely a rebound because he's trying to fill the void of having to get rid of 2 of those girls that he
But we also
had
talked
dealt
about
with,
last
you know?
week that there are people who don't really have rebounds. They rebound with another 4 to 5 year relationship.
I think he's doing the rebounding like for a serious relationship. However, I don't think it's gonna work because they're so different, and maybe that will, but he like pretends to understand
Well, come on.
their jokes and everything. Luckily for him, Valencia didn't do humor then,
Right.
so
Oh my
like he didn't
God.
have to fake it.
I love the fact that they set this really hipster coffee shop in Silver
Right,
Lake.
can we talk about
Yes.
Ichabod? Ichabod and his mustache.
Oh
so
my gosh.
hipster.
And there are 50 million different types of coffee.
That was
It's
hilarious.
true though. You go to some of these places and it's like, I don't even know how to order. Like, I just want some coffee.
It's, you know, it's the pretentious hipster coffee shops. You know what I mean? Where like you want the microbrew, cold brew. Which type of coffee bean do you want?
There's a coffee
You know what
shop
I mean?
in like Australia or something where you like literally they give you all the tools to make the coffee yourself at the
Really?
table. I'm like, if I'm making the coffee myself, why
I'm
am I
gonna do
paying
it at
for
home, right?
Right.
Right?
Pay you for the
I-
sweat.
BS.
I think that, you know, Josh is excited because this new girl is like showing him a different world. Like she's in Silver Lake,
Mm-hmm.
she's showing him like this side of hipster side. She's, you know, this super popular girl. She has a lot of followers. She's doing celebrities' eyebrows.
Yeah,
so
for
he's
$300 a
probably
pop.
right. So he's probably
Or
like
more. That was
I'm
for one hair.
right. Like I'm doing great things. You know, I'm leaving behind the West Covina girls and I'm going on with this new Silver Lake
He's
girl.
Question.
excited right now.
Yeah.
Was anyone surprised by his coffee order?
No, not at all.
For by plain coffee? I thought he'd be more like a hot chocolate guy.
Oh.
Or something sugary.
I get that. I get that. I think he didn't even want to try.
Maybe it's because of his kid-like manners and stuff. But I thought that he would want something like loaded down with sugar.
I feel like he just ordered because he wanted to order because he wanted to impress Anna.
Right.
I think so,
it's all
too.
about impressing
And I
her
know
and
that-
He
trying
didn't want to
too
go to the
hard.
coffee shop, probably. He's like, yeah, I'll get a coffee. We're at a coffee shop, I'll get coffee.
And I know
they're
that
like, which one?
I know the scene cut, but I'm pretty sure, 100% sure, that after he saw the Frida phone face, he ordered one himself too. He was like, I want one of those.
Right?
I want one of those.
That was cool.
That was a good little slip to Frida.
Anna likes it. I like it.
And the strong brow.
And then he bought her a gift.
The cat.
The cat.
collar for
Cat
gravy.
collar.
That was
Can we
cute.
talk about the cat?
With the cat's mouth?
with
Later
the
on?
zoom in the
Research
the
ring?
shot for the
Yes.
research.
We're getting to that right now, actually.
Literally
Because-
his own. He's like his
The
own
fangs.
star.
Like the little fangs come down.
It's like, so it's right after that we see that happen. Obviously, they post a picture up on Instagram, or no, he posts up a picture of just the coffee, and then the girls do the rest of the work.
Yeah, they take
Image
that picture of the
search.
coffee, they bring it onto their desktop,
Right.
then they take that and put it in a search, and for some reason the search bar can find out based off that picture.
No, they
Yeah,
can't.
they
That's
do
Google
that.
image search. If you ever watched Catfish on
Catfish,
MTV,
guys.
they taught us this. That's how you find out if
Yeah.
you're being catfish. If you find that photo of this
I
guy
am
used
so
on another site
not
with another
tech
name.
savvy, I could never stalk
Listen.
someone.
Oh, girl.
So,
I know this.
Right? So listen, I hosted the Catfish After Show a couple of seasons there, and we totally do that during the same time that we were actually doing the show. So we would like say, okay, let's actually try to find this person that they're talking about and pull it up, and we found everything about that person. Like we were doing it directly while we were talking to everybody on Catfish.
You can literally form your own opinion out of somebody before you even meet them.
Oh yeah.
Just
Oh,
by
totally.
just,
The
like,
full amount of stalking I'm ever
Instagram.
going to do is like Facebook.
Guys.
Like I'm gonna go on Facebook
I
and
know.
see
Look
the
at
girl.
Renee's serious
Okay,
face though.
I don't know if I should admit this, but I'm like very good at finding out everything about anyone on social media. And the other night, my friend started liking this guy, and she's like, I don't know if he's like shorter than me. I don't know. I'm like, girl, I'll find his height. guess who found his height via just the internet? I'll tell you after the show.
Oh my gosh.
Keeping little
It
secrets.
was not
Just-
easy.
you can't
But
give it out.
yeah, you can find out.
Yeah.
Free is so disappointed. She's like,
You
this
can't give it
girl.
all out.
But this is how it is
Love
too. You
I'm
can't
like
even
nervous now. I'm like, what does she know about me?
Everything.
your favorite food is. No, but you can't even get like rid of an ex without, they unfollowed him, but then
Yeah.
now they're more inclined to figure out what he's doing,
Right.
things like
And
that.
they only unfollowed him because they know they can still look him up because his account is not private.
Yeah.
Because if his account was private, they would have still kept him there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be real.
I've never unfollowed an ex, I don't think.
That's good for
It's
you.
not that serious to you.
That's
to
good.
follow them
I don't know.
and
Whenever I
unfollow
break
them.
up, like I'm done. I've never actually even gotten back together with an ex either. When we break
Yeah, I
up, I'm
haven't
just done
either.
with them.
That's good.
I think I've unfollowed one person because they were like the worst, and I was like, I don't care what's going on in your
Yeah, I
life.
mean, if something terrible had happened to me, if they'd done something bad to me, like I would unfollow them. But
But on like okay terms, I don't see the point. Like, I mean, you had a relationship for like, I mean, regardless of how long, but
Right.
a while, and you know this person well. So unless it like ends on really bad terms,
although I will say the downside of that is that I found out that 2 of my exes got married within like the same month of each other, and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
oh, I thought you meant to each other.
Hey!
I was like,
That'd be an interesting story.
oh, sounds like Dr. Phil.
It's crazy. Like they just found each other.
That would've been a
They're
good
inseparable.
break the ice now.
One thing in common, Bree.
Alright.
You know Bree too? Let's marry. Let's
sorry,
get
that was
married.
going on.
Right, imagine. I love that. Imagine getting a wedding invitation to that. Come on.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
And it
She's a
being,
maid of honor.
and it being an Aladdin themed moment with Leia Salon singing.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's get back to the
Let's
show.
get back to Anna Hicks' permanent flower crown filter face that they were talking about when they were watching over her, and they realized that
From Snapchat, flower crown
exactly, yeah. But I'm saying just the amount of stuff that they saw on her and what she does and who she works for, or what she does as far as a job with tweezing people's eyebrows and all that good stuff, and then
Who gets
to be
their
with
eyebrows
3
tweezed anymore?
single days.
Right?
Who, like it's waxing or threading,
Threading,
right?
right.
Totally threading all the way.
Threading all the way.
I
She
love
just
threading.
literally just tweezed it once. All right,
she's like,
you're
done.
Like I mean, they tweeze as well, but
Yeah,
who just
for
goes
threading.
for tweeze? Like,
And
what if you
both,
had to
actually.
get a lot done? Like that would
Right?
hurt.
That would be painful.
I'd be like, why are you taking so long? Just pull a piece of thread out and get it done with.
Agreed.
3 days later. 3 days later, though, what happens? They decide just to team up and become Thelma and Louise and make sure that they could find out everything they need to
Drive
find
to
out
Silver Lake.
to get Josh out of this
Drive.
toxic relationship. Automatically thought it was a toxic relationship.
Were they thinking that already?
Yes, they thought about it from the
I thought that
get-go.
they just wanted to go check in on her because they've done as much research.
No,
as
they
could
said because
online.
they think that poor, why is she with him?
Oh yeah, they
Poor
thought,
Josh.
yeah. They
Automatically.
were like, how could someone like that be with him? Which is really rude to Josh.
Super rude.
Well,
Come on. Well,
that's totally just an excuse. They just wanted to go find her
Of
and see
course.
how
Doesn't make
perfect
it
she
any less
is.
rude.
Oh no, it's terrible. I would be scared if someone was like stalking me. I think anyone would.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Would you not? Why is everyone quiet?
No,
Are
no,
you
no, no.
okay?
I totally agree with you.
Stalking you, weirdo.
I think that just the awkward silence was just great to add on for TV effect.
Yeah.
That's all. But anyways, they pull up to her eyebrow salon, right? Her plucking salon. And they try to spy on her, and they think that she's a drug dealer. Because, I mean, obviously, there's huge sacks of white powder that are giving to her clients. Who else would have thought? You know what I mean? Automatically, you're in LA, or you're.
Also, if you're going to get like your eyebrows tweezed, why do you need help growing them?
That's a good. Well, yeah, to
Remem-
make them fuller, so then you can shape them.
Well, yeah, remember what she said? She's like,
But then you wouldn't be going to get them tweezed.
Yeah, no,
get them-
you do, because you gotta grow them out. Because the people have very sparse eyebrows, so you have to grow them out, and then you can shape them the way you want.
Yeah.
As
You
opposed to
have
just
some-
using. Like,
I even know
makeup.
that, Bree.
Tracks right here.
I even know that.
I didn't even know what to think when I seen this. I'm like, is she drugged?
What did you think automatically? Because it's like, I love the way they set everything up.
Automatically was like, she's not a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Because if they think she is, she's not.
I thought the same thing. Knowing the show, I'm like, she's not a drug dealer.
But then it's so hard because their writing can go so many different ways, and they can take it to extreme sometimes.
So true.
So I'm like, I don't know if I can't decide on this one. I want to say, yeah, she's not going to be a drug dealer, but just the way that they write stuff and they go to these
Whenever
extremes.
Becca thinks it's not that.
The conversation
Crazy.
too on the phone was misleading because she's like, "Yeah, I totally had to cut that girl off." Because it was like they heard what they wanted to hear.
But it's like, now that you think about it, cut them off from growing their eyebrows too bushy, like, that's good that they cut them off, but why would somebody want to grow their eyebrows that much?
Because apparently, like the guy from American Pie and Frida Kahlo are what people are aspiring to be now.
I guess. Ladies, yes, no?
I just want to know how bad the eyebrows were before she cut them.
Right? Okay, my favorite part of that scene though was when Valencia was, what was she saying? Like the theater exercise, Rebecca?
Peas and carrots.
Peas and carrots, peas and carrots. That was hilarious. And Rebecca's like, say it quieter. What are you doing? I love
That's
that.
what
I love that
people-
Rebecca was all like, you're being weird.
Yeah, right? For
all
the
people.
first time.
Which, by the way, we got a request on Twitter for us
Mm-hmm.
to say, like, classic Becks or something. Like classic Beck, classic Becks. Like, that nice to refer to her when she does
Oh,
stuff
that
like
makes sense.
So I
Classic
would say
Becks.
Valencia was being classic Becks.
Very much.
I
so.
agree.
There's a lot of classic Becks. Once again, infectious Becks. I think we should call it like that
Infectious
instead.
backs. I like that.
But I mean, the whole setup for them being at the salon was to obviously accidentally hit gravy, guys. Come on.
Oh my god, that killed me.
I just love her little, like,
She was like, "Wait, is that your purse?"
Yeah.
No, I have my. What did she say? I have my
like, slut.
She's
My
just trying to sling purse. Yeah,
Crossbody,
cross-
whatever.
something.
Right, and she's
was
like, "Well, I have my JanSport backpack."
Still a purse, though.
Still a purse.
I like how hers was a crossbody purse, and then Bex was a JanSport backpack from high school, or whatever she said it was, because they're on the go. But they hit gravy and cut off his tail apparently when they hit.
Oh my
gravy.
gosh.
How did that happen? Why?
Not expecting it to be the cat.
Like, the only way I feel like that could happen is if they ran over the cat's tail.
Oh, God.
And then the tail got caught and they tried to
But
back
they
up.
weren't even driving that
No,
fast.
that's why I don't understand. Like, the cat's tail must have already been almost
See,
off.
once again, extreme. The writing goes to extremes, okay? And yeah, so they and then Brittany Snow and Anna comes out and is like, "What happened to Gravy?" They end up going to
Because Jack Sparrow hit him.
Right, because Jack Sparrow. That's right. A
I love
pirate.
Valencia lying.
That's funny that they.
Pirate.
They're wearing eyeliner.
He had a hat and a one eye
Yeah.
and a parrot on his shoulder. Pirate.
The Jack
pirate.
Sparrow from
A
Hollywood.
pirate hit my
From Hollywood
cat.
Boulevard.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can actually get away.
I saw him on the way to work.
Via.
I know, it was a
Yeah.
great excuse by Max. That
Yeah.
guy was like, yeah,
That's
keep it.
true. We got a lot of people out here.
People dress up with
People
weird
like to
stuff in
dress
LA.
up.
I saw him on the way to work. No lie, Hollywood Boulevard, corner of Hollywood and Highland, walking
See,
to
viable
his.
He's there.
excuse, like,
Walking to
Did you hit Gravy?
the Ramen Shiner Theater. He was the one. So they basically were like, okay, we'll take you over to the hospital or the veterinarian because obviously they need to get to know her more, right?
Sure.
I was expecting Rebecca to be like, you know what, I'll pay for everything because it just feels so bad for you just because she blows money like that.
I was expecting
get to
Josh
that,
to
though.
show up. I was
I was
so
Oh, were you?
nervous.
too.
Me too.
I thought that
she
they
was
were
gonna-
gonna like be like, all right, we should get going, and then he was gonna like walk and go into the.
Right?
that
Because
would
of
be
course you would
crazy.
text her like boyfriend and be like, "Oh my gosh, the Gravy got hit by a car." I was waiting for
Maybe he
it.
was at work.
Yeah,
Probably.
like the moment where the nurse came out, I thought that was gonna be Josh at first, like, but then it was the nurse.
Yeah.
Because he caught them peeing on his stuff, so how funny would it have been to find them at the
Although
hospital?
I love this questionnaire thing of like, all right, rapid fire, hun, rapid fire,
Right?
back and
Right.
forth. Okay,
Wait,
let me
with
just go.
Madge and Allegra though.
Madge.
Let's get their aliases right.
when she says your name, she goes, Madge. So you.
You're so mad. That's a little shady. That's a little shade.
Like, what do you have to look like for you to be so
Madge.
It sounds too much like Vag for me. I can't.
See, we went there. But anyways, so they do the rapid fire questions, and then they kind of just stop after. Rebecca was like, "Let's just get to know. Oh, you have a boyfriend? Let's get to know your boyfriend, girlfriend." And then they add on to say, "Yeah, you know, he's been so nice about going to Mexico to get product for me." Okay.
But the best part was when she's like, Oh yeah, but he's in really toxic relationship. Toxic,
Yes!
his word, your word, Britney Spears' word.
Right.
That was so funny when she was describing them about Valencia hounding him on trying to get married, and then Rebecca moving to
The
there.
I got
girl.
mad at the hounding marriage. So I was like, they were together for like
10 years.
over 10 years.
Right.
15,
I know.
wasn't it 15 years?
So, like,
Something like that? It was a long time.
You'd be hounding him too.
I just feel like
Yeah.
now, like, you know, he was still trying to figure himself out with Valencia, and now he's going to still be trying to figure himself out with this whole Anna thing. He doesn't know who he is.
He has he needs to rest. We said it. He needs a break
And then the period
from
sex.
relationship.
Yeah,
Oh my
that
god,
was hilarious.
when she's
The
like, oh my
reprise.
god, she like said she was pregnant with his kid, and then said she wasn't, like a second later, and
Yeah.
then like wanted period sex. And she's like, hey, someone with like a libido like that, I think we need to be
Valencia looked at her like,
Like, what?
Oh, that
And then
was
she's like,
so
she's like,
funny.
period sex. Period sex.
And then Buck was like, no, not that.
And then the big reveal that they could have been caught because the salon used to be a jewelry store. It
there's
has cameras everywhere.
In case someone's trying to capture some of this cocaine product.
Right. Of course it had to come up, obviously, right? And what do? They go and break in. Not really, though, because what happens? Valencia stole the damn keys.
Anybody would have.
She's a little klepto. She's a little klepto.
That was so
She's
funny.
the real victim.
She was asking for it. She was asking for it with it just sitting on the top of her purse, open. She was asking for it.
Anybody would have.
Anybody?
Yeah, anyone would have taken
Anybody.
it. Yeah,
anyone.
anyone.
I feel like I should zip my bag up now.
What do you mean?
I also love Becca this entire time just being like, you know, I think I thought we got over your body issues, but clearly we need to talk about it some more. Or like, all right, we need to talk about consent with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love that she was asking Anna, how much do you weigh? And I was like, oh, I don't weigh myself.
Everybody
and
does.
like everyone, and I love that that was
She's like,
actually
just
the
put
code.
115.
Right?
115.
Goal weight.
And then, no, but 115
goal
on the
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
on the forms.
Valencia
and then
knows.
she was just like, try 115. No, goal weight.
Why would someone's goal weight be 113? Like, why not just 110? Like 112?
I know, right? When I did
Round
it
it
5,
down.
I actually agree. How would you know 2 pounds?
Such an
Yeah.
odd number.
Also, if your goal weight's 2 pounds, I hate you.
Yeah, right? Whatever. No, we gotta be positive. See?
Haters.
We love you. If your goal weight is 2 pounds.
Look at that. But they get in with the 113 code, and then they start looking through the videos, and it just goes seamlessly well. Like, they find it, delete the trash.
I was afraid
That's
that they
too
were
well.
gonna delete because I was like, are you guys not gonna delete you guys coming in this
That's
time
what I
too?
was thinking too.
I know.
Did they ever do that?
I don't know.
Like, obviously she hasn't seen it yet. How about she sees it later on? But they just deleted that day of them crashing into Gravy. But wouldn't the cameras be on at night? Cause
I also
security?
just love that Rebecca's like so obsessed with
Mm-hmm.
like we need to delete all this stuff and we need to get down to business, and she's just like, I'm still in lotion. Right.
Klepto.
90s eyebrows.
Those really thin ones.
thin
It's funny
ones.
because like the other day I was like, oh, it was Charlize Theron, like there was an article about her,
Mm-hmm.
and she like was commenting on a photo of her from the 90s being like, oh, my eyebrows are so thin, what were we thinking?
I know. I think the same thing. Like a few years back, my eyebrows were so thin. I'm like, why did I ever like my eyebrows that thin? Like, that's
It was
crazy.
the thing. It was
Trends.
the thing.
Now it's
We're
more
gonna look back in
thick.
10 years and gonna be like, why were we doing this? Why were we
Right?
wearing
I can't
that?
wait to like hate my fashion now. Like years and
Oh, I was just at a friend's house. We're getting a little off track, but I'll say it. I was just at a friend's house, and he pulled up stuff from like 2011, 2010, or like even earlier, and I was like, we really wore that stuff? Like,
All I wore in high school was jeans and sweatshirts, so.
I looked like I was like from the Filipino Jersey Shore. Like, I had this faux hawk. Like, I
I went through a blazer phase.
Never again.
I wore
Never.
blazers like every day.
Yeah, I wore blazers with Air Force
I
Ones. Like, I was
loved
like
blazers. I felt so like professional in high school. I was like,
My
Look
friend-
at me.
It's off topic, but like I had a roommate that was all like, "Oh yeah, like that." When everyone wore scrubs in high school, I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, like everyone wore scrubs in high school." And I was like,
Scrubs.
"Who wore scrubs in high school?"
what high school did you go to?
She go to a nursing school?
She was in
Nursing
I don't know. She
school?
lived in Minnesota.
Minnesota likes to wear
Minnesota.
scrubs.
I don't
They went
know.
through a
She
scrub
just-
phase
she
in
just
high
told me
school.
that she
Comment
wore
down
scrubs in
below
high
if
school.
you guys went through a scrub phase in high school.
Right. And then tell us how thick your eyebrows were or not.
I know. Were they
Yeah.
thin? Were they thick?
Yeah, what's going on, Jordan Vance? He
Sup,
says, sup.
Jordan?
What's going on, man? But anyway, so they see more of the footage, and they obviously find out that she's not a drug dealer, because what was in, and we mentioned it earlier, what was the powder
grow
situation was
eyebrows.
actually to help grow your eyebrows so we could shape it to be awesomely thick and nice and
That
beautiful.
was so sad.
right?
Bro.
But then when she started lip reading
Because she had a deaf lover.
Seth lover, guys. Like, I love this.
So
Like,
it's like every time we learn something random about Rebecca.
it's the best.
great.
It's the best.
But I just
so
want to like go
bad.
back through her history and like live it with her.
Right.
She's like, didn't she mention something about prom at some point?
Oh, junior prom. She like if she could erase stuff. She's like, I wish I could just erase anything in my life like this. Like I would get rid of junior prom.
What happened in junior prom? I want to know now.
6th grade.
I know,
And so
I need a
many courtroom
flashback.
farts.
Imagine if they were done with Crazy Ex-Girlfriend later on and just revert to just a young Rebecca.
I
would
You know what I
love
mean?
that.
I would love to
Little
watch
spin-off.
a little spin-off of a young Rebecca.
I felt so bad for them though because
Yeah.
it was like
Well, especially Valencia, especially to
Yeah.
have that long of a relationship with someone, and for him to say, "I've never felt like this about anyone."
Right.
Oh, I know that would sting a lot.
That
It's
was
one thing to have a
hard.
fling, but it's another thing to be with someone for like
2 weeks.
most
Right.
of your life.
Well, to Rebecca, it wasn't just a fling.
Yeah, but he's been with this
was
girl
their
for 2
relationship.
weeks, and he's already saying, "I've never ever felt like."
He brought her
this."
flowers and bought her a
What?
gift. He's never done that for anyone
That
else.
that puppy dog loved,
This is what
man.
we're talking about when
And
we get mad
that's-
at Josh, okay?
And, well, and
Right?
but once again,
Worse.
it could be the Rebecca infection that Josh has at the moment. You
But
know
I'm
what
just
I mean?
saying he doesn't think.
He doesn't think.
He doesn't think at all.
Do you think that his past relationships were getting him ready for the next person?
No.
Sometimes what they say is like, usually,
But
you know.
he hasn't learned anything.
Not
I think
in
he
his
needs
case.
to be on his
Not in
own
his
to be
case.
in a healthy relationship.
Yeah, not in his case. I think the past relationships were just roller coasters for him. I don't think he learned anything from them.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You know
saying.
I mean?
Is like you have to learn or grow from your past relationships.
I don't think he has.
Totally.
He hasn't.
He
Yeah.
hasn't at all. It's blaming everyone else besides him. He wasn't ever like, oh, my long-term girlfriend, I was very confusing, and I just like flip-flopped back and
Right.
forth, and I cheated on her. He's like, oh, she was hounding me to get married.
Yeah.
And then Rebecca, who he did stay with and did a lot of things for him, and he chose to be in this relationship with a nutcase. Like, he doesn't take responsibility for anything, which just shows his lack of growth through any relationship he's had.
I think he's just too young-minded to like be in a relationship right now. He needs to grow up a little bit himself.
He does. And once again, without a relationship, let him grow himself first.
That's why I liked
Let's see if
last
that happens.
episode when Hector and them like, oh yeah, or White Josh was like, you're managed to stay out of a relationship for what, a whole 3 weeks or whatever it was.
Exactly. But he was really with Anna for 3 weeks, as we found
No,
out
but
today.
before that.
Oh, before that. Okay.
Before Anna. He had like a good solid 3 week single phase.
So that happened, and yeah, they were all sad. Then they go over to the bar, obviously, to drink their sorrows away. Best part about that, though, was Valencia lighting down the guys. Was like, no, too hairy, bald, not liking it. That'll do it. Because she just needs some.
I'm gonna call that
That's
out.
it.
I
She
agree.
needs
I
some.
want more Daryl.
I want more Daryl as well.
Oh, yeah. Always more Daryl. I want Daryl on the show. How about that?
That would be
Hey,
cool.
Pete,
Yeah.
what's up?
What's going on?
Come in.
But yeah,
Thirsty?
I mean, Valencia really reverted to crazy this episode, and that was like, she was a little growth. You know?
Yeah.
Like, you know what? He's moved on. We need to move on.
Right.
She was chill.
But Thirsty Valencia.
She was
Hey,
like, I need to get
sometimes you just gotta
laid.
get laid.
It's true.
I dig it. It was great. But the best part about this episode overall had to be the last song.
Oh my
Okay?
You go first.
Had to be the last song. Just
I loved how this episode reminded us so much, like little things that they did of a Text Emergency, and Text Emergency was the other like really 80s rock, hair
Right.
rock episode. So I liked that, you know, them sneaking in and deleting this is like her sneaking in and deleting the text, and then also having the rock 80s song.
I loved
Oh
that.
my gosh,
how-
I forgot
so
about the
80s.
text.
Right.
The text episode was so funny.
And I think that's what you meant about it being like the old first season or whatnot. Now, what was crazy is that, or what I
Plus,
loved.
when they go to the salon, it
Right.
starts playing the yoga teacher song in the background.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Did?
Yeah.
I didn't notice
Okay,
it
Brianna.
either.
It's just instrumental.
Great, girl.
I'm just
On it.
Okay.
I didn't hear that.
Right.
I'm so good at yoga.
But wait, so I just loved how intense as the ballad intensified, their hair intensified, their makeup intensified, the rain intensified,
And then we had like the
and
ballerina.
the ballerina with leg warmers.
So 80s.
Yes, so 80s.
80s.
So
With
80s.
the smoke coming through.
What is Jordan Vance saying? Jordan Vance is saying Josh is the guy who jumps into relationships because he can't handle being alone. If he was ever alone, he would have to face his own problems.
Amen.
That's right, Jordan Vance. I totally agree with you.
About that, yeah, that's
Definitely.
very true.
Totally agree with you. Now, where you said that Paula and Rebecca hasn't fixed their relationship yet.
It
towards
was
the end
so
of the episode.
sad when they both looked at their phone and put it down. I was like,
I know, somebody.
I know. Well, I'm happy they didn't make up in this episode because I really just enjoyed the focus on Brittany Snow and then just
But
them
I hate
stalking
that
her.
and that this is this like mid-season finale and we have to wait.
Oh,
You have to
I
wait.
know.
because
that's
now it's
true.
like open-ended.
Yeah.
I didn't
But
even think about that.
But that's like the best cliffhangers that you want because you want to come back to the show.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I mean?
true.
I mean, and then we're gonna have to figure out Tanya's
Oh.
situation as well too.
We have to talk about though Scott and Paula's fight.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right because we kind of skipped over that. So because Paula never showed up or showed up at the tail end of his encore performance.
It was loud entering.
Right.
I made it.
I made it.
I need water.
Yeah.
Right.
I loved
all about you.
I loved him saying when she kept like being like, "It's all my fault. It's all on me. I messed up." Da, da, da. And he's like, "I don't care. Like, I'm hurt, and I just need to be upset right now." Like, that was the most real thing that
Right.
you
Yeah.
can say.
And that's the same
agree.
situation with Rebecca and her. They both needed to heal a little bit.
Well, I felt like when
You know?
when Scott told her like, "I need a minute. I need to cool down," because
Right.
isn't that what she said to Becca?
Yeah, it's the same
So
thing.
she was like,
It's a parallel of I wrote it down. It's a parallel of what's going on with Rebecca and her. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then I feel like now Paula's realizing it
Right.
as well too. Although, yeah, Rebecca could still call, but I think she just feels a little intimidated that Paula's just not.
"Well,
feeling
she tried to make the first step,
She
and
did.
Paula shut her down." So that it makes more sense for her to be a little hesitant.
right,
Yeah.
and for Paula to really pick up the phone and give her a call.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's up to Paula right now. Paula needs to make the first step to fix this relationship. At this
I
point.
agree.
Paula, the ball is in your court.
Yeah, and if you really, really care about the person, then you would, let the past be the past
Right.
and just keep being
Obviously, we
friends.
know that they're going to come back together.
Yeah,
But
obviously.
just when are they going to come back
Well,
together?
we have the
Yeah.
prediction for next. We got the little previews.
We
For,
did get the previews. Let's get into
January
predictions because we
7th.
rushed into it last week. So let's get into predictions really quick because we did see those. I just saw it for the first time coming into the studio. I was like, what?
well, because of the previews, we see
TV
Oh,
predictions.
There we go. Predictions.
we see
Lights.
that we know Becca's going to be taking care of Paula's kid. So obviously, there's going to be either between Scott or Paula some communication with Becca. For 48
I feel
hours,
like-
though, she's taking care of this.
But you know,
kid.
I feel like it's because Paula needs to do something really, really quick, and she has nobody else to go to towards besides Rebecca.
See, I'm disagreeing. I'm thinking it's going to be Scott getting her to babysit because he needs a break or he needs to do something, and Paula's out of town or whatever. There's some reason, and then Paula's going to come back to Becca being at her house, and that's going to like force them to talk.
Oh, have
That
you
would
ever
be
thought about being a
interesting.
writer?
That would be really interesting. I could see that happening
Yeah.
as well.
What about you, Trene? What do you think?
I definitely think that this whole Tanya and Scott thing is just going to continue to be like very, very just
You better not
tricky.
be calling Becca to get
Yeah.
some to cover so he can hang out with Tanya.
It's gonna be really tricky
Okay.
because, like, what if he's gonna start hanging out with her, or what if they're gonna be flirting at work? Like,
You think it's
he's
gonna get to that point?
It probably would be like a work flirting relationship, and then obviously she doesn't know he's married. He's not mentioning it, and it can go really bad if things don't continue to get better between him and Paula.
You know what I just thought about? I totally forgot about it. That Paula almost cheated on Scott last season with the one dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That I know who you're talking about. He like came up for dinner.
The
I wonder
lawyer
if that'll,
or the client.
I wonder if that'll come to like surface.
Maybe.
Because it never was talked about.
No.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think that Tanya and Scott are going to kind of go into this as like a friendship, but it's gonna like get excessive. Like they're gonna hang out a lot, and then I think it's almost gonna go somewhere. But I really think Scott will stop it. I think that Sunil is going to distance himself from Paula because she's going to become like kind of like Rebecca a little bit and like think about herself and just get caught up in her own problems. I think it's going to make him distance himself from Paula. And lastly, I think that the tape that they erased, I think Josh already got to it. And I think he's going to know that they were there.
Oh.
Okay.
Or they're just gonna see them erasing the tape.
Yeah, one or the other. That's not over. I don't think that was too easy breezy.
Right.
And the show likes to make us uncomfortable. And I was like too comfortable this episode with that situation.
Yeah, that's part of my prediction too, where I honestly feel like Anna's gonna find them, that tape of them coming in, erasing stuff.
Or she's going to run into them in West Covina when she's hanging out with Josh and be
Right, like, hey, Magic
Imagine
Allegra.
Allegra, and he's gonna be like,
What? Exactly.
Yeah, those are my ex-girlfriends I told you
Right.
about, and then there'll be a moment.
Right.
I'm gonna find out that she was the one that ran over Gravy, X, Y, Z, and
inevitable.
all that stuff. I honestly feel I like your prediction with Scott calling Rebecca, but I feel like Paula had no choice but to call Rebecca for some sort of reason because she needs to take an emergency vacation with Scott or something like that because of what she did this past episode. And it was like, I need to fix this situation before something else happens. But I still do think that Tanya is going to be a thing somewhere in the rest of this
I
season.
am just nervous for next episode because I just don't know if I trust Rebecca to take care of a child for this.
I don't either.
Was it a burrito and
In
a
the
cake?
club.
A burrito and a cake. That's what she was feeding him.
Well, I mean, like, that sounds delicious, but...
It does.
Sounds like dinner.
For a little kid. Big, huge cake, sugar high, and we already know that little kid's a little crazy
and we
already.
know that he gets lost in the club from the previous.
Right. So...
What were they doing at the club in the first
how they even
place?
get to the
Right?
club.
Hey.
And oh my god, the little clip they showed of like her mom jeans and the mom haircut, like from
Yes.
the 90s.
She was giving me like
Right.
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars,
Yeah.
24K like
Very
vibes.
much so.
Little retro, little fun. But that is it.
That's the
And we're not going to be
next
able to come
season
back
finale.
until January what?
January
January
6th.
January 8th.
Oh, well,
for
us January, like, 8th.
8th. Yeah, if it's on the 6th, 7th,
Yeah.
8th. Yeah.
I thought it was the 7th.
No, I think it's on the
coming back on the
6th.
6th.
Okay.
We'll be back on
Catch
the
us on
8th,
the
folks.
first week of January. That's it.
We'll be here.
And that's it, guys.
It'll be a
For
new
you.
year.
Till New Year.
Wait, so happy holidays to everyone and to all our viewers out there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning into us every Sunday. We appreciate your comments. We appreciate you guys tweeting us and giving us your predictions. I love those. I don't know about you guys, right?
Me too.
And as always, guys, it's your boy Nino. You can catch me on Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Check out my new website, ninospov.com.
And you guys can find me at bphipps14 on Instagram and Twitter. And if you want to go check out Broadway Breakdown on Popcorn Talk earlier today, we discussed Hairspray the movie.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at your girl Trene. And I can't wait to come back and be with you guys. We'll miss you, and I hope you have a happy new year.
Hey guys, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Renee Ariel and check out my blog, catslipstickla.com, and read my new article, How to Get Over Someone in 15 Easy Steps.
There you go. Happy holidays to everyone, and we'll see you guys in 2017.
Happy New Year!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.